So in chapter 2, question 8, we raised the discussion about being a new creation. There were 6 days of creation. So what does it mean then to be a new creation? Are we something additional, or are we being taken back to original holiness, to primitive holiness? Are we taken back to how Adam and Eve were before they sinned, or is it something different that's happened in our lives? And of course, this is a clever discussion. It's quite fun, some of these ideas. We would have to say that it's a bit of both. In some ways, we'll never be as pure and perfect as Adam and Eve were in their first state. At least we'll never be in this lifetime. Because we've lived in a world of sin, because we continue to live in a world of sin, we're fractured, we're damaged, we carry addictions, we carry habits, we carry all sorts of things that drag us down that Adam and Eve didn't have to wrestle with. So in a way, their life of innocence will always be purer than our life coming out where the innocence has been rubbed off many of us, most of us, thoroughly. And so we don't have that innocence that they had. So in some ways you can't compare it to them. However, you can compare it to them when you think about the fact that they were capable of obeying God completely, consistently obeying God. And the gospel is that through being born again, we too are growing in our capacity to be faithful to God consistently. And so in some ways we're like them, in some ways we're not like them. There is a deeper teaching here, more important, I think, for us to understand, and that is that there are also ways that our holiness is an improvement on the original creation. It's actually that God created Adam and Eve like this, knowing that he was aiming for something better. And that better creation comes through the perfecting, this concept of being perfected. And you'll find it in Hebrews chapter 2, where it even talks about Jesus having been perfected through suffering. So as we go through this suffering, we're not only innocent, we're now fully aware, and yet we still choose to obey God. That's the perfecting concept. That's that idea that even when we're fully au fait with the temptations of this world, we choose not to take them. We choose to follow God. We've learned through the school of hard knocks that God's way is the perfect way. And we want nothing else. We want to be pleasing to God. We want to know how to follow God. We want to have the life that God planned for us. And the devil has no foothold in our life to come to us and say, yeah, but have you thought about, have you considered? Because the chances are we may have already considered that thing. And so this idea of a new creation has got many facets to it, and you can enjoy discussing that and talking about it, but it doesn't change the fact that there were 6 days of creation. I can set your mind at rest about that one.